From the Queen City, it's Nite Brite with your host, Sterling Thrill. Tonight, we got Jonathan Williams, Mona Lisa Musiq on the keys, and I am your announcer, Big Mike. Let's give it up for the host of Nite Brite, Mr. Sterling Thrill.
Get off this, Sterling.
Hey! I wanted more. Hey! Oh man, there you go. Guys, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Mona Lisa. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you. I just got back, you guys. I just got back from New York City, and you guys, I hear the monkeypox are running wild in New York. If you get them, I hear they itch really bad. If you get monkeypox, I hear they itch really bad. Yeah, no, but seriously, that was an opportunity to laugh right there. It was an opportunity. That's fantastic. I'll sell it better. I'll sell it. Somebody's like, wait, they really got monkeypox. Seriously, guys, thanks so much for being here with us at the first episode of season 2 of Nite Brite. You guys, it's always been my dream to be a late night host, and we're finally doing it. I am accompanied by my tag team partner, the wonderful and amazing Miss Mona Lisa Musiq, everybody. All right. Just like other late night shows, I'm going to start things off with a monologue. But where we differ from other late night shows is that after my monologue, Mona Lisa, who's just heard these jokes for the very first time, is going to create an improvised song on the fly to recap the jokes that we just heard in a little segment we like to call the monologue. Really fun stuff there. So give it up for Mona Lisa one more time, everybody. Also, we're in a brand new studio space, so give it up for DreamChaser Entertainment, everybody. DreamChaser, look at the studio. Yeah. Bobby Kerns started DreamChaser and really has a lot of awesome projects coming out, and we are so excited to be the first project here. We'll have Bobby on as a guest at some point. Now let's get into the actual monologue. Again, like I say, excited to be here in our brand new studio. The last season we had on Zoom. But this season we have on pants.
Yes.
Last season I wrote all the jokes myself, and you could tell for some of those. That shit, y'all know, I'm sorry. Don't laugh that hard at that joke. You should take that back. But this season we put together the dopest writing room, and I'm really excited. Not because this is the diversest group of funniest people I know, but because if a joke doesn't land, I'm blaming Chris Woolley. I'm just, go ahead, don't laugh at a joke. I'd be like, told you that wasn't funny, Jazz. Should have got to the punchline faster, Morgan. Our writers just quit. They just left. They're done. They're done. All right, moving on. I said I was in New York all summer. And in a couple days' time, they're actually going to be auctioning off a Gogosaurus skeleton. Yeah. The opening bid will be $5 to $7 million.
For what?
The Gogosaurus skeleton. They made it up. I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! I have no idea, Mona Lisa, but it's a skeleton. Apparently, the dinosaur is related to a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. I don't know. But they're going to be auctioning off a Gogosaurus skeleton. The opening bid will be $5 to $7 million, or as New Yorkers call that, 2 months' rent. It's a really cool skeleton. It's actually 10 feet by 6 feet. That's right, 10 by 6, or as New Yorkers call that, a one-bedroom apartment. I hope they don't drop that skeleton because it would just be like a smattering of bones. A smattering of bones, or as Atlanta calls that, a Wingstop parking lot, is what. Let's see, I got a chuckle. Was that the first chuckle of the season? That was the first snort of the season from Mona Lisa, everybody. In local news, a few wild things happened in Charlotte recently. Earlier this month, a man opened fire inside the Charlotte Comedy Zone. Oh. Yeah, that really happened. A man opened fire inside the Charlotte Comedy Zone. Luckily, when he left the club, no one was hurt. But if you hear him tell the story, he killed. Because when comedians do a good job in the club, they say, okay, even when they don't. Okay, here we go. So basically, when I go home and I tell people about this monologue, I'm be like, I killed. And that's the joke there. All right, so more Charlotte news. A man led authorities on a 2-hour chase here last month. The man wrecked 2 cars in 2 hours, and it wasn't even Myrtle Beach on a Friday night. It wasn't even. That's right. The man's bond rose to over $600,000, which is almost the amount of money he spent on gas for the whole chase. He almost spent that much on gas. Speaking of gas, you know gas prices are down, but everything else is still going up. That's right. Inflation and temperature are both getting higher and higher. Yeah. Like, we're not even going to be able to call them weather and economy anymore. They're too high. We're going to have to call them Cheech and Chong. You know what I mean? Like, they're too high. And it's hot outside. You know it's hot outside. Like, it is hot. Outside is so hot, your girl is jealous. Oh, outside hot? Oh, outside hot, huh? You've been rocking with me all year. Now summer gonna get you all sweaty. I hear you and all your little boys talking about how hot it is outside. It's taking your breath away. You need to sit down. Better find an outside bench. Outside so hot. Can outside cook for you? Oh, she can fry egg? Well, I can make an omelet, but not for you. You guys, we got a great show for you. Jonathan Williams is our guest tonight. But right now, give it up for the one and the only Miss Mona Lisa Musiq.
We don't plan to kill anybody but jokes on season 2. On season 2. We don't plan to kill anybody but jokes on season 2. On season 2. If I can make it in New York, I can make it anywhere. If I can make it in New York, the rats will chase me there. If I can make it in New York, I can afford $14 a gas. If I can make it anywhere, I kill, I thrill. Season 2, we not gonna kill nobody but these jokes. Yeah, we want the smoke, not really. We just came to kill. Season 2, we don't want to hurt nobody except you if you got the monkeypox.
Mona Lisa Musiq, everybody. My friend Mona Lisa, welcome back. Season 2. Yeah, Mona Lisa. That's incredible. Hey, tell me something. Look, I asked you this, I think, so many times on our first season. Where did you learn you have a gift for improvised music?
Oh my gosh. Well, my mother is a piano player. I'm a 5th generation piano player.
Yeah.
So all of the women in my family play. And that's probably where I got the music from. But being a fool for like no reason, that's all my dad. Like, we've been acting like this with each other since birth. Since I came out the womb, I was giggling. My birthday's March 4th. I came in a joke. What?
Okay, you asking for a present right now?
Yeah.
What you need your birthday March 4th? You need something?
Yeah.
Let's
you
see.
got Netflix money now.
Oh yeah,
so
we
I
got
can
Netflix
hold
money. That's
$5
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Look how much money we got. Look at this, Mona Lisa. Look at that. Look how fancy that is. Look at the decal on the front of the thing right there. Look, we got all that. Last year it was just like on Zoom I had the stuff right here, but now it's like you can touch it.
We
and all
didn't
that
have
stuff.
1080p on that Zoom.
We didn't.
It was struggle busting, man. It was struggle busting.
Man, you know what though? Back then though, on Zoom when I was so white, I could blame the cameras, but I don't know what I'm gonna blame now. Did you know the studio was haunted?
Don't do that, because you know us black people, we don't do haunt.
You don't do haunt?
And I'm 35 now, so
well, let me
palpitations. I'm running. I'm out of here.
You're running from
out
ghosts?
of here. I don't fight. I don't fight arachnids. I don't fight reptiles. I don't fight amphibians. Just people.
You just fight people.
Just the human race. I stick to my own here.
Oh my gosh, Mona Lisa, stick to on everybody. Mona Lisa. I tell you what. Well, somebody else is sticking to their own. You guys, Big Mike is remote this year. He didn't want to drive in, apparently. From Charleston. Yeah,
inflation.
Exactly. All that
That's
good
a
stuff.
$120 trip. What you mean?
All that stuff. So, but Mike is here. Mike's got some sponsors for us. Mike, what you got?
Nite Brite is brought to you by the like button. Why don't you see what that thing does? And by Brite Entertainment. Book, trivia, tag live, and other team building experiences for your remote teams now at britentertainment.com. And by Bobby Kerns Productions. Capture your life, your career perfectly at BobbyKernsProductions.com. Now back to the most funny best friend a guy can ask for, Dr. Sterling and Mooney.
All right, thank you, Mike. I thank you for what you're telling me, but I don't appreciate everything that everybody's telling me. In fact, since our last episode back last season, I've heard a lot of things that I just don't want to hear anymore, which brings me to a segment that I like to call
Stop Telling Style.
You guys, on these wonderful cards right here, we have a few things that I've kind of thought about, and we're going to see which one that the audience laughs at, which ones we think that you agree, like, hey, just stop. I'm just tired of hearing people say this. So if you think it's funny, laugh. If you don't think it's funny, Jordan Century wrote these. If you don't think it's funny, Jordan wrote. All right, here we go. Let's see. First one up. Say less. Stop telling me to say less. By the time you say for me to say less, I already said it. I've already said it. I can't take the words back. Stop telling me to say less. Waiters, stop telling me, be careful, the plate is hot. I hope so. I didn't order a salad. One more thing, waiters. I got one more you can stop telling me. Stop telling me that you're giving me a paper straw. I am not doing these paper straws anymore. The next time somebody gives me a paper straw, I'm just going to punch a turtle in the neck. I'm just going to punch a turtle. Super shredder. I'm just going to super shredder that. So sorry. Let's see. Those are pretty good. I like those. I think we'll keep the ones on that card. We're keeping those ones. Thank you so much. Here we go. Our next one. Let's see. Parents, stop telling me my kid would never do that. Yes, they would. You have a terrible kid. We know good and well better than that. Let's see. Another signs. Stop telling me slippery when wet. I hope so. It's water. Stop telling me you're flabbergasted. Do you need a pill for that? I don't even know what that means, Mona. What's a flabbergasted?
Flabbergasted is when you gassed it in your flabber.
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, no cap.
I don't understand. I would even, Sterling. I don't even.
I don't like it. No cap. You know I'm bald. And that's all the time we have for
Stop Telling Style. No cap.
Thank you, everybody. Jonathan Williams is here later, and I can't. What? Oh my gosh, this just in. There's actually reports about another car chase here in Charlotte, and we have a correspondent on the scene. Stuart Lately, are you there?
Yes, Sterling, I'm here, and I'm reporting live with breaking coverage of a high-speed chase.
What's going on out there?
Well, Sterling, taking a look at our aerial footage, it appears that the suspect is driving a white SUV.
Is that a 90s Bronco?
Well, he's certainly bucking the system. Anyway, the driver doesn't seem to be having too much trouble. There is astonishingly light traffic on the 605 freeway.
605? We don't have a 605 in Charlotte.
605, 704, either way, he's being chased by 12. Now, what is most interesting about this story, Sterling, is that the suspect appears to be a famous football player.
Are we talking about OJ?
No, Sterling, I'm allergic to vitamin C. Now, like I was saying,
No, not
suspect,
the drink. Are we covering the old OJ Simpson story?
how dare you? I would never compromise my journalistic integrity. I'll have you know I graduated with honors from Nite Brite University.
I'm so sorry, Stuart. I never meant to offend you. Please continue.
Thank you. Now, like I was saying, the suspect, Orenthal James, is currently driving.
Oh my gosh. This is talking about OJ Simpson. That's enough. You clearly talking about OJ.
I am not talking about OJ. If I was talking about OJ, then tell me why this glove fits.
I think I just became an accessory to a 30-year-old murder. Give it up for Stuart Lately, everybody. Stuart Lately. All right, guys. Next week, we're going to have Jordan Century, a very funny comedian. I can't wait for you guys to see that next week. But this week, we are so blessed to have this comic here. Jonathan Williams is a fantastic and hilarious comedian. You're absolutely going to love him. He is one half of the Preacher Kids podcast, which I believe I'm the current guest on. So make sure to check out the Preacher Kids podcast. I have an episode up now, and the next episode I think I'm coming back. So, but our guest tonight is fantastic and hilarious, and you're going to see why, because he's here to perform stand-up. Everyone, please give it up for the one and only Mr. Jonathan Williams, everybody.
Hey everybody, I'm really happy to be here. Not like kickball team happy, but happy. I don't know if you guys have ever been at a brewery when an adult kickball team is there. There's no happier group of people. It's the happiest people on earth. I feel like they're just there talking about like how great the other team did, you know. I feel like they get out, like I can't reach that level of happiness. I feel like they're out there just like, all right, guys, let's do this. Every day's a gift. Like, it's pretty good. I keep being late to work. I'm taking a little bit of time off because I keep being late to work. I'll be like 45 minutes to an hour late to work every day. I try not to make it a big deal and just like sneak into the back of the meeting, but seventh graders tend to notice when they're being
Yes.
It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, they're seventh graders are they're mean people. They're very mean people, and I don't just mean to each other. Like I mean to me. As well. Like I had this one kid. We use MLA format. I don't know if you guys remember MLA format on all our papers. You know how that works is in the upper left-hand corner you have name, date, class, teacher name. So I got a paper once from this kid, and next to my name in the upper left corner, he had written in pen, "No wife." Like it was true, but like it's just mean. Like I didn't understand. So I read the paper, and based on what I read, when I gave it back to him, I wrote, "No future." That's how I handled that. Last year was a really weird year to teach. For most of the year we had masks on. Then about March we stopped wearing the masks. Most kids, some still did. That's fine. It was a jarring day that first day. We came back with the masks off. It was a lot. You have like an idea. I've never seen their faces before, and then you're wrong. You know? Like this one kid, I gave afternoon detention just out of instinct for being uglier than I thought. So I can be mean too. But yeah, the kids are really mean. There's this one girl. I never ask her opinion, but she is very willing every day to critique my clothing. She's really. It is not constructive criticism. That, like she one day came up to me and just said, "You look like you ate a box of crayons and then threw up all over yourself." I was like, I don't know. It was pretty. Like one day she comes up to me and she says, "You look like you're about to get friend zoned on the Disney Channel." It's amazing. It's amazing. My personal favorite though, she just walks up to me one day and goes, "American Eagle 2010." Just turns around. Walked right away. She one day though she just kind of pushed me. It just wasn't the day, right? She kind of pushed me over the edge. She comes up to me that day, tells me I look like a human TED Talk. And the problem is that they're accurate. That's what hurts. No, but that just wasn't the day to mess with me. So I came back at her like a little bit harder than I meant to. I was like, you know what, Chloe, your eating disorder isn't working. I don't know, man. Like, like if you don't want the smoke, don't start the fire. That's all I'm saying. That's all I am saying. It's a fun time. Now, what you might be thinking, hearing me say this, is, are you just here to talk about your failings as a teacher for no reason? No. It's for a reason. And that reason is that teachers don't get paid enough.
Yes!
Okay, yeah, all right. That's one person. It's one person who agrees with me. All right, that's what, 10% of what's in the other like 95%. I don't know, I'm not good at math. The other people might be thinking like, okay, so you're not going to do your best for the future of this nation because you don't think you get paid enough? Not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that if teachers got paid more, I would do a better job. No way. What I am saying is that if teachers got paid more, they would give my job to someone better. Guys, I'm Jonathan Williams.
Jonathan Williams, everybody! Jonathan Williams! Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Come on in.
Yep.
Oh, man, you guys. That was a fantastic set, man.
Thanks,
Wasn't that
man.
good? Give
Thanks,
it up
sir.
one more time.
Thanks,
I just like all to give it up.
I appreciate it.
That was a great job, Jonathan. Have you done this for a while?
I just started, tonight was my first time.
This is the first time doing stand-up. Right here on Nite Brite.
Yeah. No, I've been at it a few years.
You are our first guest of season 2, so...
I apologize. Sorry about that.
He's sorry. There you go. Perfect. One thing I want to note is that I was a guest on your show recently.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That was
Great opportunity for you to tell me how great I did.
felt-
It was
no,
great.
I was actually about to say that it was a favor we did for you, and that I'm doing.
Thank you.
And that I'm doing this also is like, oh man, you owe me.
Do I owe you now?
owe me a lot.
There you go.
No, your episode's fine.
Next week, our guest is Jordan Sentry, who did 2 episodes right before me of
His
your podcast.
were amazing.
We're just gonna leave now. We're gonna leave. So the podcast is Preacher's Kids Podcast. Now,
Yeah.
do you have to be a preacher's kid to listen to the podcast?
No, in fact, it's better if you're not.
It's better if you're not a preacher's kid.
No. The thing, what's good about it.
Yeah.
What I think, one of the reasons people like it is because it's for everybody. Because part of the setup is my co-host Tara Brown, amazing comic. That
Tara
we all
Brown
know.
she was our
Fantastic
first
comedian.
ever guest on Nite
Was
Brite.
she?
Was Tara Brown?
Yeah, she's fantastic, and so we do it together. And kind of what makes it fun is that she is someone who is very religious, and I'm someone who is not religious at all.
Oh.
And so we have kind of a dynamic going, which you know, because you were
I
on the
didn't know.
show.
Oh, okay.
And one of my favorite things about your appearance is that I'd say of all the guests we've had, the closest to like a legit argument happened between you
Oh,
and me.
yeah. Well, I will say one thing. And Tara Brown, I know you're watching. Thank you so much, Tara Brown. I will say something. Jonathan, what is this?
I don't know what kind of stupid analogy you're about to do, but that would be a bottle of water.
This, I think, is Jonathan's second bottle of water since he's been on Nite Brite.
Okay.
His studio wasn't that much cooler, and he did not offer me any water at all on his show. Tara, you can vouch for me. I had to ask for water. I've given this guy 2 waters already.
Oh, snap.
That's how we balling over here at Nite Brite.
You know, we do it based on how well we think you're gonna do.
There you go.
So,
You didn't have much
Yeah.
much belief in me.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, so comedy, or my first question I had for you there, that I wrote down. Comedy or education, what came first?
they started about the same time.
Yeah.
I started comedy a little bit before teaching. I was just kind of like, I need to do something.
Yeah.
That's how I started comedy.
That's how you just
like,
need to do something.
Yeah, just things were kind of weird, like things were kind of odd in my life, and I was just kind of like, let's do something.
Do you mind?
I
What
did
were you
that.
doing before teaching, or before comedy? What were you doing before teaching comedy?
Before-
Before that whole.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
I lived in Greensboro. I was working at UNC Greensboro before I got another job, came down here.
Oh, okay.
And then that was a job we don't talk about. And
Oh, okay,
then-
all right.
No, I just wasn't.
It's a great thing to bring
it
up
was
on a
just
talk
a-
show.
it was
That's the
just a-
best thing.
That's fine. UNC
Um,
Charlotte, I don't mind calling them out.
All right, yeah,
Go
yeah. UNCC, we don't
Yeah.
care about you. Wait, we probably love you. I'm sorry.
UNCC.
We don't
is,
believe in Jonathan. We don't believe in. All right, no.
That's right.
We're
We're both sweating.
Dude, yeah, it is, man. Global warming, bro.
Yeah.
Global warming, man.
It's a lot.
This is the kind of, this is something I left out of my monologue. I forgot about it, man. This is the kind of heat nowadays.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, this will make a Trump supporter into a climate changer, like a Trump supporter into a climate champion, bro.
We're like pregame Jordan up here.
Yeah, this
That's
is
what we're-
pregame Jordan. Educator or comedy? Your answer was comedy came first.
Slightly. Yeah,
And then
slightly.
why educator? That's like, how does,
Well,
where's the thing that we always like, I want to be a teacher, or we always like, I want to be a comedian? How'd that work out?
Well, something that happens when you get a master's in English is you realize you don't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
That's my whole answer.
That's your whole
to that
answer.
question.
And so
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna use this degree in any way. I'm gonna teach
Yeah.
somebody something or make them
Right.
laugh.
I thought I tried some writing stuff, and I don't know, just kind of stumbled my way into it.
Yeah.
But I actually have found that in a lot of ways I really love it. In a lot of ways I don't. But
Yeah.
I didn't know how cool middle schoolers were.
Really?
I hated them before this.
Well, I mean, in your stand-up, it sounded like you did hate them. In your stand-up, it sounded like you hated them.
No, I mean, no, they're actually they're the part of it that I like the most, which should be that way.
Oh, Jonathan Williams, everybody. Do they call you Mr. Williams?
I'm a very good person.
Yes. Everybody's met you, been like, oh, that's a very good person.
That's a good.
First thing they say.
That's a good ray of sunshine type of guy. That's what people say.
I've always thought ray of sunshine when I see you.
Yeah.
Why stand-up comedy? Did you give me an answer for that, or were you?
Well, I mean, I've always been a fan of stand-up. I never really thought like I should do that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
But like I watched it a lot. In fact, it all kind of ties together because in middle school, I don't know if you'll believe me, but sometimes people made fun of me in middle school.
No, not at all.
If you can. So, like, I would come back from a day of not having a great time at school.
Yeah.
And pretty much always what I would put on is Comedy Central back in the day when they were mostly focused on stand-up.
Yeah, when they just,
Crazy. Back when they used to do stand-up.
Back when comedy used to, yeah. So you would watch, so you get made fun of, would you find any kind of, like, solace in other
it was
jokes
it was
and
a
stuff?
comfort thing for sure.
Yeah.
And it felt like a lot of sort of kinship. And then later I just was like, I'll try this, I guess.
Gotta try it.
And,
did you ever, as 7th grade getting bullied, did you ever just create a set or like a roast for someone that maybe you never performed, but maybe you have the opportunity right now? What are some of your 7th grade or 8th grade jokes? What's something
I can just list all of their names.
There you go. Yeah. We're gonna every bully of Jonathan Williams.
This is pretty amazing. I my first day of 7th grade, I had these brand new red shoes.
Yep.
They were the brand Saucony, right?
Saucony we called it.
Well, okay, funny you should say that.
Right, yeah.
I think it's technically supposed to be Saucony, but whatever.
Yeah.
So they were like fire engine red.
Yeah.
By the end of the first day, there was a chant about my shoes.
Oh my gosh, what was
it? Went 1, 2, a McDonald's shoe, Saucony, Saucony. I mean, people were literally marching through the school.
Oh my god!
And then a few days later, I mean, it was a thing. And then a few days later, I found this. There was a little note in the vent of my locker.
Yeah.
And it said, "From your secret admirer." And I wasn't I was like, this isn't good. Nothing good's happening here. And,
was that like a Hallmark card? Was that the setup that you opened it and it
right,
said...
that was the idea. But like, I was like, this is. I just waited till no one was looking because I was like, I don't want them to watch their prank happen.
Yeah.
So
you had that wherewithal. That's
so
awesome.
I opened it and looked at it. It was this picture of me working at McDonald's.
They photoshopped it?
No. It was a drawing. And you want to know the worst part? It was really good. They were creative.
Oh my god.
It hurts so much more when they're good at it. So that's why I teach 7th grade.
That's why you teach 7th grade.
Is the reason I should start giving.
There you go. Absolutely. I'm oh my gosh, it's in my brain so bad. I was in New York. I saw a lot of stand-up. I was on a lot of shows, humble brag. But this one comic there has this joke, and I don't want to say it, but I'm going to give away some random comics punchline right now, but he's a middle school teacher. He's like, I hate teaching these kids because I'm teaching the next generation to roast me better. Like every day I'm teaching them how to roast me better.
You heard one of my bits. They're brilliant.
How much of your bits about the kids saying this stuff, how much of that was like from real life?
Like the roasts of me?
Yeah.
All of those, I changed the wording slightly, just, for the rhythm of the joke.
Yeah.
But every one of those things was said to me. And that's my thing is I can't, if a kid makes me laugh, I don't get mad at them.
Yes. Yeah, if you're laughing, like, all right, whatever. It's good.
That thing, like, you're about to get friend zone on the Disney. That thing, like, that's so disrespectful and not okay.
Yeah.
But it made me laugh so hard that it is mostly one person. Okay.
Right.
And I had a deal with her. I was like, every day you're allowed to do this.
As long as they're funny.
As long as it's funny.
Is there ever one just totally bomb and you're like, detention?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just not working.
Kind of. One day someone else did the TED Talk one.
Yeah.
And I looked over at the person who I call Chloe in the joke, and I was just like, step your game up.
You sound like the funnest teacher ever, man. That's awesome, dude.
I hope not.
Awesome, man. And something else is that you have this podcast now. It's the Preacher's Kids podcast.
Well, it's actually, it's funny you say it. It's actually called Preacher's Kids. It's not called the Preacher's Kids podcast. And the reason I wouldn't care, other than the fact that we have like beef We have beef
You have
going
beef
on.
with another podcast?
Yeah.
Do you have beef with the Preacher's Kids podcast?
It's called the Preacher's Kids podcast.
Yeah.
And they, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but
Are you promoting
But
them?
I'm gonna no.
Oh, okay.
I'm starting a war on
Nite Brite, on DreamChaser
yeah,
Entertainment.
I'm
Listen,
starting-
the
I'm
Preacher's
starting
Kids
the thing.
podcast.
Listen, it's fine. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna see how it feels. So they on their bio on Instagram,
Yeah.
they have, and it says established 2015. I
Oh.
am quite certain that they put that up after we started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
To just be like, ours original.
Yeah.
But so I'm just trying to really fuel that fire if we can get that fight going.
Yeah, we're going to get that little
I
fight
want
going.
all the smoke, you know?
You want all the smoke. Well,
Yeah.
apparently, because you don't believe in Jesus. You want all the smoke, right? That's what it is.
Yes. You heard it. Can I look into a camera and talk about how I don't
Right
believe
there.
in God? That's great. I do not. No,
No,
why
I
would
say
you
that-
put me on the spot?
Just-
He might be real. It's not. Well, who am I?
No, but that's the premise
Big
of the
universe.
show.
Listen, don't get me struck down in the studio.
Yeah, I know. Like, we're gonna move. We're gonna.
No, it's just me.
Just you. Yeah, just you. No, but so I wouldn't mean to out. Did I out you?
Yeah,
anything
no,
like that?
you 100% did.
No, I'm just playing. Did I really? I thought that was
No,
the podcast.
just-
I thought it was your premise on the podcast.
Oh, you're right. We did talk about it before.
Yeah,
We
like
did
your
talk
premise
about
on
it
the
before.
podcast. Now,
Yeah.
if I outed you, I'm gonna go.
No, I
jump
said
out
I
this
was
bridge
more
real quick.
euphemistic about it. I was
Yeah.
more like, I'm not religious. You're like, you don't believe in Jesus.
I was trying to make.
I'm like, all right, easy.
It's all right.
He seems cool. He seems like he's a good
I
guy.
thought that was the premise. Because let me ask you, I listen
mean,
to.
it kinda is,
I listen
but-
to the podcast. Even weeks I don't have to. Even weeks I'm not on. I listen to it sometimes. And
Heaven is real.
every podcast, I feel like there's a dynamic between you and your co-host Tara Brown. We love the amazing Tara Brown, and you're like, I feel like you always say, I feel like we should tell people what side of the coin we're on.
Right.
And Tara basically every time is like, they're gonna know, like they know what side it is. So I just kind of figured that's what was happening,
Yeah,
and
no.
so like that'd have been a good thing to. Anyway, I feel have someone
You good? We're doing good?
jumping off a bridge. All right,
right,
so
we're doing-
anyway, no, but what I mean to say is you have different perspectives,
Yes.
right? You have different perspectives, and you call Tara's very religious. Is that right?
Yeah, that may not be the term that she would
Yeah, yeah.
prefer necessarily.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think what makes it work is that both of us have respect for each other's beliefs and have respect for just people's beliefs in general. So it's not a shouting match.
I have none.
It's
Apparently, I have
not-
no
he has-
respect for
you
people.
do not. You were one of the worst guests I could have ever imagined.
There
But,
you go. And
um,
host.
No, but like, I think that's what makes it work. Is that there is a respect level that is built into it. I'm not up here saying, religion's dumb and like, because
Yeah.
I don't think it is. Or belief, faith, we'll call
There
it,
you
whatever
go.
you want to call it. I think Tara would probably prefer the term believer.
Believer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to call you
Yeah.
on that too. You know, I love it.
yeah,
The thing about your dynamic that I really love about Tara is that a lot of our audience, and I know Tara's watching, so we'll
She's
talk behind her back. Yeah,
She's
Tara's not
definitely
watching.
not. No, she
she
never
doesn't watch. But she doesn't listen to the episodes of the
She
podcast.
did say that she doesn't listen to
She
our
doesn't listen to the podcast.
Although, why would you? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I listen to her to write the descriptions.
Do you have no idea how excited I was to be a guest on your podcast?
No, I could tell.
Thanks. I appreciate that. It was really. I just don't get it. I'm not the guest a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get to be
yeah.
over here, which is dope. But it was really cool to be a guest.
It was great having you.
Proof. He said it. He said it. But one thing I like about
I lie a lot.
you, Tara, Papa doesn't always tell the truth. One thing that I love is how you'll cut through Tara's you'll call Tara out for stuff. People don't always call Tara Brown out for things, but she'll be saying something. You're like, I think what you're saying is, and you always you're like, I think it's this, or I don't know, you know. And then she's
Is that what I sound
always
like?
calling you out. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, sorry. You turned into Seinfeld on the podcast. You turned just into Seinfeld. I'm sorry.
I'm like breaking glasses.
No. I basically I wanted to make sure that I got the point across that, like, we're not really calling Tara Brown out in a bad way. I don't want Tara to be like, oh, you calling me out? I wasn't trying to say that. What I'm saying.
You shouldn't do impressions.
That was
of her.
Tara
That's
Brown's
disrespectful.
impression.
That's not.
Well, she's from Brooklyn. She's very, like, Brooklyn.
She's intense. I mean, we have our moments, just like any creative duos.
You're like a work couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says podcast husband. That makes me feel uncomfortable. But
So what's it been like working for? It is an opportunity for you to redeem yourself. So
Yeah.
one of my favorite comedians ever was Tara Brown.
Love you,
What's
Tara.
it
Love you so
like for you to work
You're
with
my
Tara every week or every however often.
What's the latest? It's great.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. She's just a great, like, we
Mm-hmm.
have an easy rapport.
How did that start?
So it was originally, and she's going to hate that I say it this way,
Okay.
but it was originally just me. It was originally just mine. I created it.
Yeah.
You hear that, Tara? No, so it started, like, it was my idea originally, but I really wanted to have her on my pilot episode.
Yeah.
So she and Jeremy Alder, another fantastic comedian.
Amazing. I want to get him on the
Yes.
show. He donated like all this money at the beginning of quarantine to people.
That-
Dude, incredible.
We
Don't
had him
definitely wanna get
back
on.
on later, and we talked about that because.
So you tell me I don't need to talk to him about it on the
he's
show.
already
You've
talked
already
about
done
it.
it. Thanks.
It's
Yeah, it's good,
all set.
John.
It's covered.
Fantastic.
It's covered. But so I had both of them on, and we were just kind of working. And Tara and I just kind of while we were like at the end, I was like, "Do you want to be part of this?" Just because our sort of like do our everything about us. Like here's what we have in common: comedy.
Absolutely awesome. Well, you can hear more about what they have in common and how great that podcast is when it comes out bi-monthly-ish.
Yeah, every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday-ish. And where can they find the podcast?
On all the stuff. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Also, in addition to the podcast, that we can hear you at least twice a month, probably, usually, mostly. In addition to that, where you talk about different perspectives on religion and God and stuff like that.
Yes.
In addition to that fun stuff, you're also a stand-up comedian, very talented, as we got to see earlier. Jonathan was good, wasn't he? He was good, talented. We added all that laughter. But you also have some stand-up comedy shows. When's your next one?
Well, you chose me at a time where schedule's a little frighteningly open right now.
Yeah.
Actually. It's summer, excuses for days.
Excuses,
No, but
yeah.
I have a monthly show that I also want to mention that I do with the lovely and talented Jason Allen King.
Jason
Calling him
Allen
lovely
King.
and talented. I went with lovely and talented.
I think it needs 3 descriptors. Jason Allen King, lovely, talented, and
we're gonna. You can do it if you want. I dare you. Okay.
And pointy hair.
So we have a show every month at a place called Homebrew, a little bar called Homebrew in Monroe, North Carolina. The next one is August 19th, and that might be right. But it's once a month on Fridays, and I post it on my socials and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
Which Jay Williams Comedy on all the
Yeah,
things.
but we weren't gonna ask you.
I
Jay
knew
Williams
you were
Comedy.
gonna
You
ask
can
me.
follow him. You can follow him at Jay Williams Comedy. Make sure to check out Preacher's Kid podcast and the next Homebrew. What's the name of the show?
Homebrewed Comedy.
Homebrewed Comedy is in Monroe. Maybe
Standing room only.
in August something. Thank you so much for our guest. Give it up one more time for Jonathan Williams, everybody. All right, hang out for me real quick because right now we're going to end our episode like we end every single episode here at Nite Brite. You're going to hear everything that we just saw and heard from today's episode wrapped up by the one and only Miss Mona Lisa Musiq. Take it away, Mona Lisa.
Thanks. You have said a lot of interesting stuff tonight to Mr. Williams, but I think what caught my attention most is that you're a teacher and that you don't know Jesus.
That's the part I was going to cut out. That's good. Keep going.
Oh, you cutting out Jesus?
No.
Just like you. Just
No,
I
that's what
should have
Jonathan
known.
did.
I'm
That's
rubbing
what
off
Jonathan-
on you.
No, that's not what I was going to do. I'm not. Oh, my God.
So with my brain completely being on random tonight because it's the first night of our show, we're going to talk about that.
Let's do it.
We're going to delve right into that.
Absolutely.
So, here's a list of things that you should know when dealing with an atheist teacher.
I didn't say atheist. Okay.
Well, non-spiritual teacher.
Do your thing.
So yeah, answer me then. Mr. Williams, can I go to the bathroom, please? Mr. Williams, when's the last time that you said a prayer on your knees? Mr. Williams, can I please go to the bathroom? How many times do you hear that a day?
It's most of what people say.
Mr. Williams, I think you look like a Disney Tattoo. So I'm gonna say, Mr. Williams, I think that you're going to hell. That's what my mama said. That's what my mama said. Mr. Williams, please don't funk me out, 'cause when you're dead, I won't see you again. You're going to hell.
Oh my God.
And this I won't tell.
Oh my God.
You're going to. Oh, your child is here.
My child
And this I
was
can
gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
Lady Nora, I don't mean a thing. Your daddy's quite amazing. It's those 7th grade kids that he teaches that's always under his skin. So I'm gonna ask you again, Mr. Williams, can I go to the bathroom? Will you sign my hall pass?
Absolutely not.
Mona Lisa Music, everybody! Mona Lisa Music! Guys, that's our show. That's our show. Jonathan Williams accepted Jesus as the Lord and Savior. Oh my God. My thanks to everybody. This completely went off the rails.
I regret everything about this.
First episode. This completely went off. I didn't expect
My
any of this
child.
stuff. And child is here.
My child thinks we're gonna be separated for all eternity.
Yeah, that's what she thinks now.
Appreciate that. That's
Now
good.
we have to explain what's real life.
And she's
and what's
she's
not real
laughing,
life.
by the way.
She's
a lot.
laughing at that. That's awesome.
Which just
Oh my gosh, I was saying good night and thank you so much. So
happy to be here.
So all that could get cut. We'll have a 4-minute episode. It's gonna be good.
Don't
So,
be a coward.
Thank you for the show that won't be aired. You know what, Jonathan? I want you to not feel bad. Look, this is how I did my tie today. Guys, thank you so much.
Everyone did.
Thank you so much for everybody that came and be a part of Nite Brite, and we'll try this again next week,
First
everybody.
episode.
Join us next week.